Are the 49ers misusing their running backs?
This one, I do think so. I think this is a misuse, right? A little bit different than the last situation. I do think it's a misuse. Not in the way of how they're running them or the plays they're designing. That's not what I'm saying. But as far as splitting carries, I think it's a total misuse. It seems like Kyle has gotten into this mode where he says, okay, I'm going to play one running back until I completely burn him out and ruin him, and then I'm moving on to the next one. And that's just what he does. The only relief he gives to those running backs is a play here or there by Juszczyk and 6 carries a game by Debo. That's it. The rest is just one running back. When they were at their best in 2019 offensively, in my opinion, he was rotating those guys through. Remember, Mostert
was Coleman and Mostert. It was Coleman and Mostert down the stretch.
That was late in the season. It was down early.
It was.
He has a good flow in rotation. He uses certain guys in certain scenarios. I just feel like right now he's gotten in this mode where it's just one running back. They're done. Okay, next one up. That's what he does. So I would like to see more rotation. I think that's where the misuse comes in.
I agree. And for a couple of reasons. Like, he hasn't developed confidence in any other running back. So let's say Jeff Wilson Jr. gets hurt. Running backs get hurt. Let's say he gets hurt in this game against Carolina early. Does Kyle pivot to Jordan Mason, or does he say, I don't trust these running backs. I'm abandoning my running game. Now we're passing today. Well, now you might lose to Carolina. Like that, all because you didn't develop a number 2 running back? How hard is that? And there's another reason. Let's say, Jeff Wilson Jr. is doing a good job. But if you're going to give him 18 carries a game and you're trying to win the game on the ground at the end, he could be a lot more fresh if you had given a couple series in the first and second and third quarter to someone else, right? Let Jeff Wilson Jr. win the game for you. It's the same principle in basketball where you give Steph Curry a few breaks, and that way in the fourth quarter he can bring it home. There's a lot of reasons to give Jeff Wilson Jr. some breaks, and he's gotten 18 carries, 12 carries, and 18 carries in the last 3 games. Man, you're playing with fire, Kyle. You're already down Elijah Mitchell and tied up his price. If you lose Jeff Wilson Jr. too, what is this team?
Well, and not only that, but you have different style backs. Mason is more of he's explosive, but he's also a thumper.
Punishing.
So my thought is this: run Wilson for 3 quarters, give him those 18 carries in 3 quarters, and then let Mason come in and be the closer and get 6 to 10 carries in quarter 4.
Or if you don't trust Mason yet because he's a rookie, give Mason every 3rd series. The first 2 series go to Jeff Wilson Jr., 3rd series Mason. Next 2, Jeff Wilson, 3rd series Mason. That way you're giving Wilson a breather by the time the 4th quarter comes by. If Mason's great, you can stick with him. If he's a little shaky, Jeff Wilson Jr.'s fresh. Why do we have to explain this to Kyle? He understood this 3 years ago. We shouldn't have to explain this. The fact that he's not doing it anymore is strange as hell. And I think what he did last year to Elijah Mitchell was wrong. It was wrong.
You know what he does do, though? He rotates right guards like they're running backs. So that's cool to see.
Anyway, this is serious because we talked about this with Trey Lance before Trey Lance got hurt. Please don't run Trey Lance between the tackles. He did, and he got hurt. So I'm trying to protect Jeff Wilson Jr. So Nick Newman on Twitter, who I like, said I was speaking into existence. No. If Jeff Wilson Jr. gets hurt, it's not because that came out of my mouth. It's because Kyle overused him. So I'm trying to protect Jeff right now. Nick.
Well, Kyle has a thing with rookie running backs too. Not just rookie players. And so I didn't even know what the topics were yet for the show. But one of the first things I tweeted this morning was Kareem Hunt. As a rookie, his first carry with the Chiefs was a fumble.
That's right.
If that was Shanahan, he would have been done. He wouldn't have played. But Andy Reid believed in him. He ended up with 246 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
246 yards from scrimmage and 3 touchdowns. His first game, but his very first carry was a fumble. And it ended up in 7 points for the Patriots. The very next play that they had offensively, Kareem Hunt touched the ball again.
That's right.
You got to believe in these kids. You got to show them you believe in them.
The best running attacks have a committee. In the 80s, the Raiders had Marcus Allen and Bo. And it wasn't like, hey, Bo, if Marcus gets hurt, we'll call on you. No, there were times where they would both be on the field. Kyle, hello. You could put Jeff Wilson Jr. and Jordan Mason on the field together. There's so many creative things a genius like you could be doing. But you're not. It's so strange. So I do think both of us agree that you're misusing your running backs. And if Jeff Wilson Jr. gets hurt, don't throw up your hands and say that's football. Don't. You're playing with fire right now.
I don't want to see Tevin Coleman get a single.
Hell no.